Chapter 5. It pours. Late August. A sliver of sunlight burns through the black living room curtains of Marley's one-bedroom apartment, tracing down the wall like a slow-moving white laser as the sun climbs the sky. If it weren't for the ticking of the large black and gold trimmed clock on the dining room wall, and Owen's gentle snoring on the couch, the apartment would be completely silent. Gradually, the light travels down until it reaches Owen's lower brow. He grimaces from the focused beam and crams his face into the couch cushion, then yanks the blanket over his head. It doesn't take long for him to drift back into sleep. Almost as though perfectly timed with his rediscovered slumber, the three locks on the apartment door disengage one at a time. The door creaks open and slams shut shortly thereafter, jolting Owen from his sleep. He tenses from the sound of keys being tossed and skidding across the kitchen counter. Owen grunts and moans, realizing it's Marley returning home from yet another late night out. He hums a tune as he passes Owen on his way to his bedroom. Then silence. Owen takes in a deep breath, hoping the silence meant his brother had passed out on the bed. He begins to drift back to sleep when Marley's stereo system blares, vibrating the walls and floor with the sounds of his music. Owen angrily explodes from underneath his blanket, then storms toward his bedroom, his fists balled tight. Marley has his back to him, rocking back and forth to the beat as he pours peach Crown Royal in a short glass, using his dresser as a personal bar. He is dressed in black slacks, a purple silk dress shirt matching the color of his glistening gaiter shoes. His reflection in the dresser mirror reveals a silver cross dangling from a thin chain in the middle of his exposed chest, albeit long and uneven at the chin. His head, invariably maintained, clean-shaven and smooth. Despite his brother's shared financial hardships, Owen admired how he somehow always finds a way to keep looking so clean and polished. However, there were no feelings of admiration, not this morning. Owen enters the room, furiously marching over to the stereo and pushes the power button off. Shocked, Marley spins around.
The fuck?
Owen doesn't say a word. He just wipes his face with his hands, returns to the couch, and retreats under the covers. Marley watches him from the bedroom door, smiles, then tosses back the contents of his glass in one painfully looking swallow.
You okay, bro? You want a drink?
It's almost 6 o'clock in the morning, Marley. No, I don't want to drink, man. I just want to sleep. I got a lot I need to do in a couple of hours.
What? What you gotta do, King-O? It's Friday, and you ain't got no calls to go to. The kids are at their grandparents, and you got no money. You should have come out with me like I asked, instead of sitting in here moping all night. Have a little fun.
Owen slowly turns his head from the pillow, then gives him a squinting glare. He's sure he knows where this conversation is headed. It's not often Marley calls him by that name, but when he does, it means there's an argument brewing. It started one day, when Marley overheard his mother telling Owen that he would rule the world one day. Marley didn't feel she shared the same confidence in him, even to this day. As children, when chores needed to be done, and done right, she called on Owen. King O was Marley's way of rubbing their childhood in his face, reminding him that Marley knows Owen is their mother's favorite, making Owen feel guilty yet self-pitying his own mother-son relationship at the same time. Just one word, one name, did that in an instant.
Oh shit, not now. What the hell is he in his feelings about? Bad timing, little bro. Marley, I don't have time for this. Can I just get some sleep?
Why you always avoid talking to me? Huh? Like I'm not worth your time or good enough to talk to. Like I'm stupid. You don't even return my calls, man.
Marley, please, man. We can talk about this when it's not so damn early.
You always put me off, like now. You only called me because you needed a place to stay.
He approaches the back of the couch. Marley takes a seat at the corner of the couch and nearly sits on Owen's feet. He places an empty glass on the coffee table and lays back.
My fucking house burned down and almost took us with it. What did you expect me to do? And I don't always put you off. I just have a lot of shit going on, brother. It's nothing against you. You know that. I swear.
Yeah, you always busy. Just like Mama.
He closes his eyes.
Mama never had time for me either. Just spent more time with you and watching TV.
His slurred words drifted apart, and his eyes grew heavy.
She didn't even have time to whoop my ass when...
Owen felt Marley's weight against his feet getting heavier. Marley. He nudges him with his toes at his back. Marley.
Huh?
Dude, please go to bed.
Marley doesn't budge, drifting off into a drunken sleep and pinning his brother's feet behind him. Disgusted, Owen accepts the discomfort in trade for the silence and buries himself once again under the blanket. Later that afternoon, Owen is seated at his brother's tiny kitchen table with a small pile of bills scattered out in front of him. His jaw muscles flex with the cell phone pressed firmly against his ear, aggravated while listening to the instrumental hold music of the song, Don't Worry, Be Happy. Finally, after nearly 15 minutes of waiting, the phone rings.
It's a beautiful day at Morgan's Insurance. This is Jessica. How can I help you?
Jessica? I was on hold waiting for Michelle. She was going to transfer me.
Okay, transfer you where, sir?
To the claims department.
This is the claims department, sir. How can I be of service?
I'm trying to find out the status of my claim. I was supposed to receive a call back a couple of days ago.
All right. I'd be happy to assist you with that, sir. Can I have your first and last name, please? And the account number associated with the claim.
I gave this to her already. How many times do I have to keep giving my account information before someone can help me?
I apologize, sir. However, this is a different department, and I need that information to pull up your account. So if you'd please, I need that information in order to verify your account.
Owen Mosley, 4434470.
Thank you, Mr. Mosley. One moment while I pull up your information. It shows here, Mr. Mosley, that your insurance has lapsed.
What does that mean?
It means we wouldn't be able to honor your claim, sir.
You're kidding me, right?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Mosley. You haven't paid on your account, so it caused the status to go into lapse. It looks like we have contacted your agent in request for payment if your claim is to go through.
So you're telling me if I make a payment on this account, I could get my claim to go through?
Yes, it looks that way.
How long do I have?
Looks like you have 2 days, Mr. Mosley. Not that much time.
Owen sighs and takes the phone away from his ear in disgust, then returns it.
How much is my payment?
Well, with the late fee, it comes out to $375.65.
Good Lord. I don't have that kind of money right now.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mosley. It's the only way the claim will get processed. And if you wait too long, your account will be closed.
They both are silent for a moment, while Jessica types her notes. Owen quickly ponders options in his head of what he could possibly sell. Immediately, he thinks of his wife's car that was safe in the garage during the fire.
Would I be able to sell that in 2 days?
His only other option is to speak to Rose. The very thought of having to ask her for money made his stomach turn. He anticipates the look on her face or the tone in her voice after asking.
That conversation wouldn't go over so well.
Mr. Mosley?
Yes. I'm sorry.
No worries, sir. Is there anything else I can do for you?
You got $360 I can borrow?
No, sir. I'm sorry.
No, I'm kidding. I'll see what I can do and call you back, hopefully before the deadline.
I hope so, Mr. Mosley. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
After hanging up his call, Owen pauses for a moment, holding back the tears that are welling in his eyes. He scrolls down through his contacts on his phone until he gets to Rose. His index finger hovers over the call button for a moment, then presses it. The phone rings, and his heart thumps to a new, quicker beat. He can barely breathe steadily as he anticipates where this conversation will lead. The phone rings a few more times. Just as he was about to hang up, the line picked up. No one answers. He waits for the greeting while hearing Jacob playing in the background.
Hello?
Yes?
Owen's heart pounds even harder, feeling her animosity through the phone. He swallows, then takes a deep breath. Suddenly, Marley enters the living room while brushing his teeth.
Rose, I need your help.
Marley swiftly spins around, wide-eyed, and with toothpaste dripping from the corners of his lips.
There's nothing I can do for you, Owen. There's nothing I want to do for you.
It's not just for me, it's for the kids too. I have no money and the insurance claim won't go through unless I make a payment in 2 days. It's almost $400. I need your help so I can get the kids stable again.
You shouldn't concern yourself with money right now. Or the kids. You need to get your stuff together. How dare you call me and ask me for favors?
I know. I'm sorry, but...
Sorry? Sorry for what, Owen? Because of you, I have nothing. Teresa's gone, and it's your fault. And you have the nerve to call and ask me, of all people, for a favor?
She moves away from the children and into the kitchen.
And you almost get my grandchildren killed in a house fire? What were you thinking? What were you doing? How dare you call me and ask me for a favor? If you were in front of me, I'd slap your damn face, Owen. How dare you call me?
Marley mouths the words.
What were you thinking?
Rose, I want to spend time with the kids sometime this weekend. Do you mind if I pick them up and take them to the park?
Yes, I do mind. It's time I start taking some action with this situation. I refuse to allow you to do anything else to this family. You'll be hearing from my attorney soon. I'll be going for custody of the kids.
What? Why would you do this to me, Rose?
Owen squeezes the phone tightly.
After everything I've lost.
Ask yourself that question again. And think about it. Everything you did to yourself.
The line disconnects. Owen, near tears, winds his arm up to throw his phone across the room, but Marley catches his wrist.
Don't do it, bro. You'll regret it.
Owen snatches his arm away and stands to confront him, fists clenched tight. They would be chest to chest with their noses touching if it weren't for Owen's 2-inch difference in height over his brother. Marley takes a step back and extends his arms out on either side.
I'm not your problem, bro. I'm here to help you. Back up.
Owen breathes deep, but exhales with a slight whimper trying to hold back the inevitable nervous breakdown he felt erupting inside of him. He can hold back for now, but the rage builds inside of him. He clenches his fists even tighter and leaves the apartment quickly, leaving the door open behind him. Marley gives chase but stops at the door.
Where you going, bro? Hey!
Owen doesn't look back. Marley watches as he disappears into the door leading to the stairwell. Owen's utility truck comes to a screeching halt in front of a liquor store, startling a middle-aged woman walking past. He slams the driver's side door and marches inside.
Good evening.
The clerk says from behind the counter. Owen ignores her and beelines for the hard liquor. He wastes no time grabbing the first thing he could get his hands on. His blind choice, Seagram 7. The young woman behind the counter hesitates to acknowledge him after noticing his hostile nature and bloodshot eyes. She scans the bottle.
That'll be $17.30.
She bags the bottle. Owen tosses a $20 bill onto the counter and snatches his paper bag, leaving the store without a word or his change. 11:57 p.m. A distraught and intoxicated Owen has the accelerator of his utility truck nearly floored, blowing past the speed limit down a dark highway. The black silhouettes of trees cradle the damp road against the moonlit sky in front of him. His attention and steering are on autopilot, while thoughts of his last argument with Teresa, a spilled bottle of pills on the bedside, and a funeral all blaze through his mind. He rounds a curve when the high beams of an oncoming vehicle nearly blind him. He veers to the right to avoid it and onto the shoulder of the road, tracing the edge of a deep ditch. He jerks the wheel back and forth onto the highway, swerving back and forth until he regains control. Despite his close call, he doesn't let off of the accelerator. Instead, he snatches his bottle from the passenger seat and takes a quick swig of the honey-colored liquor just before his passenger side tire blows out. He drops the bottle and grips the wheel with both hands, locking his arms out in front. Shit! The steering wheel jerks like a jackhammer in his hands as he struggles to maintain control. Finally, he lets off of the accelerator for the first time since he left the store. The truck eventually comes to a sliding halt in front of a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit sign. He drops his head to the steering wheel, his deep, panicky breaths slow as he hugs the wheel firmly against his forearms, pressing his forehead against the horn. His eyes become filled with rage just before letting out a loud cry of frustration. Minutes go by. A number of different vehicles pass as Owen stares at his shoes through the steering wheel, pondering the certainty of his situation, failing to see any light at the end of the proverbial tunnel. Sitting up in his seat, he wipes his face free of tears. His expression of pain and desperation fades to a deadpan, lifeless gaze. In the driver's side mirror, he notices the headlights of an approaching vehicle in the distance. He opens the glove compartment and gently removes a picture of himself, Teresa, and his children. The moment was captured when Kira was only 10 and Jacob was only 2, maybe 3 years old. Teresa had the corny idea for all of them to wear the same colors, black bottoms with white tops. He forces the slightest of smiles, kisses the photo gently, and crushes it in his fist. I'm sorry. He drops the crumpled picture and slowly steps out of the truck and into the road, facing the approaching speeding vehicle. He raises his chin and breathes in deeply. The sound of the semi's horn sends his heart racing, but he stands his ground, raising his chin even higher, clenching his fists tight. He turns his head from the high beams flashed in his eyes and notices someone sitting in the front seat of his truck, watching him. A familiar dark silhouette of a woman he still loves.
Teresa?
The semi's horn blares just as he finds the strength to dive out of its way and into a puddle of mud beside the truck. Quickly, he scrambles to his feet, using the truck's running boards and smearing muddy handprints on the side door. He gets his footing and presses his face in the driver's side window. The front seat is empty, but on the passenger seat is a photo, uncrumpled and pressed flat. 9:46 a.m. Marley pulls open the curtains to the living room, letting in a blinding beam of sunshine. The bright rays penetrate the thin blanket covering Owen's face, waking him. He squints, licking and smacking his lips to create enough saliva to moisten his dry mouth.
Wake up, Negro. I got some good news for you.
Marley fans a sheet of paper in front of him. Owen groans and rolls over, burying his face into the cushion.
Not right now. I'm sleeping, man. Why can't you ever let me sleep?
Had a little bit to drink last night, I see. And got your muddy boots all over my damn carpet. But whatever, because what I have here for you, you should be able to pay for a new carpet from me in no time.
Owen slowly peeks from under the blanket. Marley is standing over him with a great big cheesy smile on his face. He raises a paper for Owen to see.
What's that?
What this is, big brother, is proof that God is good. I got a buyer for your BMW, man. Said they take it off your hands for $15,000.
What? How much did you list it for?
I put it online for $20, but
20? I asked you to put it up for 30, Marley. That can sell for at least 25, easy.
man, nobody was biting on that car for that much.
Marley drops the paper down on him.
Besides, you need money now, and you need to help with some things around here. I suggest you get that money because you don't have time to be wasting trying to get top dollar.
After looking over the paper, Owen shakes his head, disagreeing with his brother.
I can't, man. It's Teresa's car.
What? You can't what, Owen? Let go? You have to let go, man. You can't sit around here with no income. The kids can't wait on clothes and a new place to stay. That old bitch can't wait to snatch some kids away from you. And this is her opportunity. I love you, man, but Teresa is not coming back. You can't hold on to that. Big bro, you have to do something, and you need to act now.
Marley kneels, closer to Owen.
When your hangover goes away, I suggest you give him a call.
Owen contemplates the situation for a while, staring at the sheet of paper. He knows Marley is right. His brother usually has a pretty level head on his shoulders when sober.
Okay.
He tosses a paper on the coffee table.
I'll call him.
All right. Yes. And when you get paid, make sure you cut me off a little chunk for 2 months' rent. And a little bit for setting up this deal.
Marley walks off to the bathroom.
Oh, and can I borrow a little bit for my...
I'll give you 2 months' rent, Marley. Full rent. That's it. That way you don't have to worry about it at all. I should be out of your hair by that time.
2 months' rent is good. I can handle that. Maybe some food, too? Because your big ass eat like daddy used to.
Deal. Now, can I go back to sleep, please?
Yeah. By the way, you may want to check that countertop. I've been putting mail up there for a few days now. Seems to be stacking up.
It's nothing but bills, I bet. I'll get to them when I can.
One of them says something about an attorney's office or something. Hopefully no one's trying to sue your ass. You may want to check on it ASAP, big bro.
He turns to the kitchen. Owen groans, throws the blanket off of him, and stomps his way into the kitchen, snatching a stack of mail from the countertop. It's wrapped tightly in a dirty, stretched-out rubber band that snaps before he could peel it off. He sifts through the stack, tossing bill after bill, junk mail after junk mail, next to the sink, before finally coming to a letter from Creston Law Offices. His stomach swarms with butterflies as he anticipates the reason they could be contacting him. He's sure it's about the kids, custody, or something else he had neglected to do during these hard times. He rips the envelope open, his eyes growing wider with every word he reads. His worried and fed-up expression turns into excitement and surprise. He drops the remaining mail onto the floor.
Marley. Marley.
We want to thank you for listening. And if you liked the video, please be sure to subscribe and crush that like button in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Until next time.